Hi, boys and girls. Today I'm gonna be teaching math chapter 2.9. Count on and count back by tens and hundreds. I'm gonna read a problem, and this is a listening part. So be good listeners. Okay, so it says there are 342 girls at Center School. So I'm gonna write that 342 girls. So I have 342 girls. Now, the first thing is that we're going to represent that with a picture. So we have hundreds, tens, and ones. So we're going to represent the 342 as a picture. So I'm going to put HTO. That way I know which digit is on the hundreds place, which digit is on the tens place, and which digit is on the ones place so that I can do the appropriate picture. So it says here that I have three hundreds. Now, the hundreds we draw as squares. So I'm going to draw three squares to represent each hundred, which there's three. Then I have in the tens place, as you see, I have four tens. Tens are represented as lines. That's 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens. And then the ones are represented like little circles, 1 and 2. Now I'm going to read the rest of the problem. There are 352 boys at the school. So I'm going to put 352. So I'm going to draw a picture also. So I'm going to put HTO. We're going to represent the boys with a picture as well. So I'm going to draw, there's a 3 in the hundreds place. So I'm going to draw 3 squares. As you see, I can already tell that the girls and the boys have the same amount of hundreds. Then I'm going to draw 5 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I can tell that the girls only have 4 tens and the boys have 5 tens. So there's one more 10 in the boys category. And then I have 2 ones, which is the same as the girls. So based on this picture, I can tell that the boys have 10 more than the girls. There's 10 more boys than girls. Just by looking at the place value, I was able to see that the hundreds place is the same. The girls, the tens place they only have 4. The boys have 5 tens, so there's one more. And the ones place was the same. So basically, this is the same thing. So it says you can show 10 less or 10 more than a number by changing the digit in the tens place if it's asking for the tens place. So if you draw a picture, if it's 10 less, means that you're going to take away one of the tens. If it's 10 more, that means you have to add one more 10. And then you would have to tell me what the new picture is. Now, if it's hundreds, it says 100 less means that you have to take away one of those hundreds. If it's 100 more, that means you have to add 100 more. That's 1/100. So you would have to add 100 right there. So that's only for you to view so that you can see what to do. So let's begin. Now right here, it says 10 more than 648. Now you can draw a picture. So I'm going to put HTO. And I have to draw 6 hundreds. That's 100, 2 hundreds, 3 hundreds, 4 hundreds, 5 hundreds, and 6 hundreds. Then it says that I have 4 tens. So I'm going to draw 4 tens. And they're like lines. And then I have 8 ones. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I always put them in groups of 5. And then I start in group 6, 7, and 8. Now it says 10 more. That means I have to add 1. These are 1, so I don't want to draw 10 ones. These are 10, so if I say 10, I need to draw 1 10. I'm going to draw it in a different color just so that I know that I drew 110. 10 more. That's a 10. And then that's it. So now I have to do HTO, and I have to see how many hundreds, how many tens, and how many ones. So I have 6. I still have the 600, so I put 6. Now in the tens place, you see how I had 4, but I added one more. So now I have 5 tens. And then I have 8 ones. So if I add 10 more, my new number is going to be 658. I'm going to show you again right here. 648 was the original number. I'm going to put HTO, and I'm going to put the new number on the bottom so you could see 658. Now because we were adding 10 more, which is 10, 110. So the hundreds place stays the same. The 4 tens, we added one more 10, so we made it 5 tens, and the one stays the same because we didn't do anything to the ones. So that's how we came to this number. It can be done with a picture, or it can be done by doing HTO and adding whatever they want right here. So right here it says 100 less. That means less is takeaway. So we have 513. I'm going to write HTO. That means I'm drawing 5 hundreds. That means 5 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They don't have to be perfect as long as they look like squares. And then I have 110, so I'm going to draw 110. And then I have 3 ones, so I'm going to draw 1, 2, and 3. Now it says 100 less. So we say 100. So I'm going to take one of the hundreds off. I'm going to cross it out. So I'm taking it away. So how many hundreds am I left with? And how many tens and how many ones? Well, the tens and ones did not change because we only took 100. So I have now 400 when they used to be 5. I still have 110, and I still have the 3 ones. And that would be my number. So now I want to do the word problems. Word problems are very important to really understand. So on this one right here, it says Rick has 10 more crayons than Lori. So this is kind of like a riddle. So we have to follow the pattern. So we have Rick has 10 more crayons than Lori. So we know that Rick has 10 more than Lori. Now it says Lori has 136 crayons. Oh, so I already know what Lori has. She has 136. So I'm going to put right here in Lori, 136. That I already know. Tom has 10 fewer crayons than Rick. That's important to know. Now we want to know how many crayons does each have. Well, we already know about Lori because they told us right straight off. So now on the first one, it says Rick has 10 more than Lori. Well, I know that Lori has 136. So this is Lori. I'm going to put Lori. And she has 136. So I'm going to draw a picture. HTO. HTO helps me organize my place value. So I know how many hundreds, how many tens, how many ones, until I know how to do it without having to write it. So I have 100, 3 tens, and 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Now we said that Rick has 10 more crayons. So we're going to say 10. So 110. So basically I'm going to add 110 because that's 10 more. So now I'm going to cross Lori because I already have Lori. And now I'm going to put this is what Rick has because we added one more 10. So this is Rick. So now let's see. Rick has 100, 1, 2, 3, 4 tens, and 6 ones. So I know what Rick has. 100, 4 tens, and 6 ones. Now we have to figure out for Tom. So now it says Tom has 10 fewer crayons than Rick. So this is what Rick has. Now 10 fewer means 10 less. It means 10. I'm going to take away one of the 10s. So I'm going to cross out this 10 right here, the one that I had added. And I'm going to cross Rick. And I'm going to say now this is Tom. So I already did 10 less or 10 fewer than Rick. So now I'm going to see how many hundreds are left. There's 100. How many tens? I have 1, 2, 3 because I crossed that one out. So I have 3 tens. And how many ones? Well, they never changed, so it was still 6. So Tom has 136, the same as Lori. Okay, so now we have Juan's book. Juan's book has 248 pages. This is 10 more pages than there are in Kevin's book. So we know that Juan has 248. So I'm going to say Juan. And this is 248 pages, HTO. Now it says that this number is 10 more than Kevin's. That means that there's 10 extra here. So if I want to find out what Kevin is, I need to take away 10 off because that number is 10 more. So I'm going to draw the picture. 2 hundreds, 4 tens, and 8 ones. Now this number is 10 more pages than Kevin. So if this is 10 more than Kevin, than Kevin's, that means Kevin has 10 less. That's what it means. This is 10 more. So that means I have to take away 10 to know what Kevin has. So I'm going to write HTO. And I'm going to say, okay, I have 2 hundreds. I have 3 tenths left. And I still have the 6 ones. This one was a little tricky because it's the way they word it. You really have to pay attention to it. Now, question number 17. It says there are 217 pictures in Tina's book. There are 100 fewer pictures in Mark's book. So that's an easy, just kind of like, okay, Mark has 100 fewer. How many pictures are in Mark's book? So this is what they want me to find out. How many pictures are in Mark's book? But this is more like a clear picture. I know that there's, in Tina's book, there's 217. So I'm going to put 217. I'm going to put HTO. And I'm going to put, instead of writing Tina, I'm just going to put, well, I'll just put TI for Tina. So Tina has 217 pictures in her book. So I'm going to draw a picture. That's 2 hundreds, 110, and 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and remember we start a new line, 6, and 7. Now it says that there are 100 fewer pictures in Mark's book. 100 fewer means 100 less. That means I have to take away one of those hundreds because that's 100. So it's 100. So now I'm left HTO for the new number for Mark's books. There's 100, 110, and there's 7 ones. Pictures in Mark's book. If I wanted to answer in a complete sentence, I would probably do it this way. Okay, because I followed the riddle. Okay, so this is another riddle that you just have to follow the steps. Find what information you know, and then look at the clues to go by that and do one step at a time. So let's look at the first. Use the clues to answer the questions. So I'm going to use the clues. Okay, Sean counts 213 cars. So that information I know. So I'm going to put Sean. I already know what Sean counted. I know it's not correct, but it's hard to write with the mouse. So he has 213 cars that he counts. So I'm going to draw HTO. And I'm going to draw a picture. That means 200s, 110, and 3 ones. 1, 2, and 3. Now it says Maria counts 100 fewer than Sean, which is this one. So we're going to say Maria. We're going to go investigate what Maria counted. Now, because she said she counted 100 fewer cars than Sean, and this is what Sean counted, 100 fewer means 100 less. That means I have to take away 100. So 100 is one of the hundreds. So what? One of the squares. I'm going to cross it out, and then I'm going to say, okay, so Maria has 100, 110, and 3 ones. So now we are back to Maria. Now it says Jaden counts 10 more cars than Maria. So now we're going to say Jaden. Jaden. See how I'm using the same picture? Because it kind of like they go together. They're related. You just have to follow the clues. So Jaden counts 10 more than Maria. And this is what Maria had. We had 113. So 10 more cars than Maria. That means I have to add 110 because we say 10. That means 110. So now I look at my picture and I'm going to write HTO. And I have 100. Now I have 2 10s. And I have 3 ones. So Jaden counted 123. So how many cars did Jaden count? He counted 123. Okay, let's look at our last problem. This is another one that you have to just follow the steps. Find the one that you know the answer, the one that they're telling you. And then look at the clues and look at the name to see if which one matches first. Okay, so it says Rico has 235 stickers. Gabby has 100 more stickers than Rico. See how they are related, these two sentences? So that means I'm going to do them together. Thomas has 10 fewer than Gabby. So that means that we're going to do Gabby and Thomas together kind of thing once we figure out what Gabby has. Then it says write the number of stickers for each child. Has. So we already know that Rico has 235. So that's already, they told us that. So that's an easy one. So I'm going to put 235. I already know what Rico has, so that's it. That's one done. I get a point right there. Now it says Gabby has 100 more stickers than Rico. That means I have to use Rico's information. So I'm going to put HTO. And then to find out what Gabby has, I'm going to draw this picture and I'm going to add 100 more stickers. So I'm going to draw two hundreds, 3 10s, and 5 ones. Now this is just Rico's. Now in order to find out what Gabby has, I have to add 100 more. So I say 100. So I go to the hundreds place and I draw 100. So I draw 100. So by following this clue right here, I had Rico's number and then I added 100 more. Now I see that I put HTO and I have now 300s. I still have the 3 10s and I still have the 5 ones because I didn't do anything to that. So now in order for me to find about Thomas, remember how we said Gabby and Thomas were related? I use the same picture because it's already there. I just need to know what Thomas has. Thomas has 10 fewer stickers than Gabby. Fewer means to take out. It says 10. So I'll go 10. I'm going to take away 110 because it's fewer, means less. So I'm going to take away 110. I'm going to cross this out. I took it out. So now I'm going to put HTO. Let me put it with purple since let me see. What color? I'll do the blue. Okay, so I'm going to put HTO. Now we took away that 10 to find out what Thomas has. So we still have 300s, but now we only have 2 10s, and we still have the same amount of ones, so that's 5. And that's how you follow the clues and you find out all the answers. I hope you liked the lesson.